I think it's funny. Melissa Tillery asks, hashtag Ask Scott, since the bullet had a fear of snakes, did you or your brothers ever pull a snake prank on him?
Oh Lord, no, 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 no. That's no. That is just that's a great question, by the way. No, it is a given. We knew better. We truly knew better. I can tell you a story, a couple of stories, right quick. In my youth, I was probably 13, and we were moving or we were doing something, and we lived in Marietta, Georgia at the time, and my dad's brother uh, lived not far from us, and my dad said, "Hey, can I borrow your truck to move some stuff?" And he said, "Yeah, just come get it. Leave your car with the keys under the mat in our little parking lot." He worked at a car dealership, said, "Leave it under the mat in case I need to use it." And my dad said, "Okay, great." So he goes, "Scotty, come on, ride with me." We jump in the car and we go to get in my uncle's truck. And my dad opens the door on the driver's side and goes, "Oh God Almighty!" I mean, he sold it so big, and I hadn't even opened my door yet. So he goes, "Don't get in, don't get in." And I went, "What is it?" And he said, "Look through the window." And I looked through the window. Well, I guess my uncle, somebody at his work, somebody had killed a snake, and my uncle had coiled it up and poked a stick up under its jaw and a stick in its mouth where its mouth would be open, and it was dead, needless to say. And but when my dad opened the door, it looked like that thing was about to strike. And man, my dad, I'll never forget. He walked all the way up to that car dealership, and he told my uncle, oh, he was so ticked, man. God Almighty, he was so mad. But that's one of the things. The other story is, Rocky Johnson, the Rock's dad.
Mm-hmm.
They were in Chattanooga, Tennessee. My dad told this story forever, and they were in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and Rocky was there like a big star at the time, and my dad was getting a good push back then, and Rocky had just got a brand spanking new pair of white wrestling boots. And look, back in those days when you ordered wrestling boots, they didn't just come in next day air. I mean, it may be a month or 6 weeks because it was archaic the way that you ordered your boots. You'd have to put your foot down and on a piece of cardboard and draw the outline of your foot. You could say, "Oh, I need a size 6." They never fit. It would if you told them what size it was. And there was only like one or two places in the United States that made the boots that we wrestled in. And so we're talking about probably late 70s. And so my dad said, "Yeah, me and the dressing rooms at the Chattanooga auditorium at the time, they weren't big dressing rooms, like 2, maybe 3 people could get in there at a time." And so my dad and Rocky were sharing a locker room, and so Harley Race was on the card, and he knew that my dad was scared to death of snakes. So Harley had stopped and bought a rubber snake on the way to the show, and literally stepped into the locker room and threw the snake at my dad and Rocky and turned the light off and shut the door back. And my dad said, he said, "I was trying to get to that door. Rocky was trying to get to the door, and we finally get out the door and flip the light on. We can see it's a rubber snake." And he said, "I had stepped all over Rocky's brand new white boots, and it was just scuff marks all over his boots." He said Rocky was so pissed, man. I said, "God, I can imagine," because they're your prized possessions when you first get them. And but that's just a couple of snake stories. Yeah, no, me and my brothers, there was no way we were ever going to do anything, with a snake to our dad. It would have been not good for us. Not good at all.
Hey, Melissa, thank you for the question. That was
Yes,
great.
that's
That was a great
fun,
question.
fun to relive those memories. Thank you, Melissa.